Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net on Thursday the 12th of March. Thanks again for watching. If you do want a fast forecast of the weather over the next couple of days, then check out the fast forecast video with Gary. This is the look ahead video, and as it's Thursday, that means that the new JMA model is being released. That's from the Japanese Meteorological Agency. You might think, well, why do we want to look at what's being produced in Japan? Well, it's because it's a global model, so it's a climate prediction model, and it comes out once a week, and it's always useful to take a look because it's actually quite a reliable model. Now, it's a really chilly outlook from the JMA across much of the UK and Europe for the next month. This is week one, so this is the forecast from the JMA for week one. So this takes us forwards from today through to the 18th of March. So this is going forwards up to the 18th of March, and what it shows, look, is above normal heights out towards the east here, trough in the Atlantic here, look, colder air getting into the States, and this generally east to southeasterly flow coming across the UK. Now, that means the conditions across the UK are likely actually to be pretty dry during the next week, which is of course what we've been talking about in our other forecast, but chilly is where it's at. This is the prediction of temperature from the JMA for week one, so taking us up to next Friday. There's the UK, look, top left hand corner. Notice the blue colours here, look, across much of England and Wales. Near a normal Scotland and Ireland, it's just this real chill that affects England and Wales. Unfortunately, Europe is split down here, down the Greenwich Meridian. So to look to the rest of Europe, we have to go over to the other side of the chart here. And Western Europe also cool, but above normal temperatures here, look, affecting parts of Russia. Now, on to week two. So this is the forecast going from the 19th through to the 26th of March, and again it's the mean of the 500 millibar heights, and this one now builds a ridge in the Atlantic to the west of the UK, but what it does is get this big trough look into Europe. So what it's trying to do is to bring a cold north and northwesterly flow down across the UK. Now, the effect of that cold flow is that as that plunges down here, it strengthens the trough in here. It deepens off low pressure that could be in the Med in here, and what that in turn does is it starts to pull back in the return of an easterly flow, probably back later in the week, but that's what's going to happen there. So it's high pressure, a ridge building into the west, so western areas tending perhaps to be drier overall across southwest England, possibly southern Ireland, parts of Wales as well, but still rain could pass through Ireland and through Scotland, but generally what this is turning us to is a cooler pattern, with the idea of it turning even cooler by the end of the period as that easterly sets in. Incidentally, just note this across the States, look, this northerly plunge coming back in to the northeastern states, some really cold air getting back in there, and after it's been warmer as well for a week now, they're really going to be feeling it as that cold air comes back in. And if we just take a look at the 10 to 16 day forecast, look at the blue colours in here. So we're showing all of the UK cool and actually much of Western Europe cool. But look, warmer again here across the western parts of Russia, and also down into the Black Sea, the growing areas around the Black Sea into Ukraine. Really cold air here, look, getting into the States, into the northeast states, those deep blue colours showing just how chilly it is going to be. And then on to week 3 and 4. So this is from the 27th of March, taking us then up to the, where are we? About the 10th, is it? Yeah, but the 10th of April. And again, look, still got the ridge off towards the west. Now remember, this is a 2 week spell. Still got the deep trough across the States, ridge out to the west of the UK. But look at that trough across eastern parts of Europe, and notice what's happened. Look, it's starting to be a cut-off trough feature down here. And what that does is, if it happens, it will drag in north or northeasterly winds. You'll get a northerly coming around the northern side of this ridge, or north to northwesterly, meeting with the east to east southeasterlies coming in from the east, leads to cooler conditions. Now what that will do is probably lead to fairly unsettled weather across the east and the south of the country, and being pretty cool as well. However, there has to be a caveat on this, and let me show you what that caveat is. Actually, let's just show you temperatures first up for that final period. Just look how cool it's got the UK and much of Western Europe, and staying cooler across the eastern parts of the state. So another cool week, really cool, taking us right the way into that early part of April. But as I say, got to put a caveat on it, and let me just show you what that caveat is. This is the North Atlantic Oscillation. It's a forecast from Carl McRitchie's side of the North Atlantic Oscillation. Let me just zoom in there for you so you can see it a little bit clearer. Remember, this is the CFS, and so what this is showing us here, look, is a positive NAO, okay, going up to around about the 12th, 13th of April. Now, it starts off negative in here, look. So it starts off negative for the next few days, up to around the sort of 22nd, 23rd, and then it breaks us back into a westerly. So the NAO is suggesting that there'll be a westerly getting going across the Atlantic. It's kind of what you would expect to see, given that as a week 2 forecast. Bear with me just a second, let me get the forecast up. So given that as the week 2 forecast, it's kind of what you'd expect to see, because there will be a stronger westerly flow coming in across the Atlantic. So it's kind of what you'd expect to see, particularly with the ridge then breaking through. But if we then look at it further on, look, you wouldn't expect it to be quite that strong, particularly given that prediction for weeks 3 and 4, when it tries to get back round into an east or northeasterly, although this westerly stays across the Atlantic. So that kind of throws things up in the air a little bit. Which one do we go for? Well, difficult call really, particularly given that if we've got the situation where the 23rd, 24th, 25th turns into more unsettled conditions, you'll know those are the dates I've been talking about as a watch period for more unsettled conditions coming through. Then the JMA is so strong on the idea of this east to northeasterly, and it being cool, and it's staying cool, and it's staying like that all the way through, that we're kind of torn between the two of the models. Very difficult to come off the fence on this one just at the moment, but do you know what? I'm very tempted to stick with the original forecast of the 23rd, 24th and 25th. What I'd be wanting to see now from the CFS is a few days of this idea of it going into the westerly actually being backed up, and then it can back up itself as to that's what's likely to happen. So let's see what happens over the next few days. Let's see how strong the CFS is on the idea of things starting to get warmer or trying to warm up. It's one of the failings of the CFS, like the GFS, is that it tries to bring things round more into a westerly. But, you know, given this forecast of cold right through week 1, week 2 and week 3 and week 4 from the JMA, that's a real strong signal. Difficult to go against it, but at the moment, that 23rd, 24th, 25th, unsettled. I said unsettled, never really said warm, didn't I? So the unsettled is really referring to the idea of the rain coming in, and perhaps if that low does get into Europe, we could get that east to northeasterly, it could be cooler. So I think we'll go unsettled. We'll keep the 23rd, 24th, 25th unsettled. We'll just hang the jury out for now on whether it's cold or whether we've got temperatures nearer normal. I hope that makes sense. That wasn't a weatherman just trying to get out of it, was it? I was just trying to there to let you hear, you know, how we kind of think things through. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that for now. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. And whatever you're doing, have a great day. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.